Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Ruth Kokobasi. As you all know, I always bring you information about Malta, generally information that I feel like the public should know as well. Today, I'm going to be talking about studying in Malta and like the processes involved in coming to Malta to study. I am a digital nomad and I will not be able to give you all the information that you've been asking. So I brought some gentle lady and man to the channel to talk about this. On my left, I have Oritoke.
Hello everyone.
Yeah, and on my right, I have
Joshua.
Joshua. Nessie. So, guys, they're students here in Malta and they're schooling in GCM Global College Malta. So, without any hesitation, I'll be asking them a few questions I've been getting in my DMs, and I hope they're able to answer most of the questions you'll be asking. So today I'll be starting with the first question that says, what are the general requirements to studying in Malta?
Okay, so if you're talking about requirements for any school in Malta, I always advise that you reach out to the school first. I cannot tell you, okay, this is the requirement, because things like study visa, applying for a study visa, the process and all, it's changing. It changes gradually. It's not that, okay, these are the requirements and this is how you'll be doing it every year. It changes. So you have to reach out to your school of choice first. Because yes, I attend Global College Malta in Smart City Kankara, but the process I used for Global College is definitely not the same for Global Banking School, which is GBS. So the process differs. So please reach out to your school first. Then we can now talk about other things.
So you have to reach out to your school.
Yes.
The school you're applying to, reach out to them first, and then they'll give you a list of requirements or documents you need to actually forge ahead.
Yes.
So the next question is, how did you obtain the Malta study visa?
So when it comes to the aspect of obtaining Malta study visa, it relies so much on, first of all, you first getting your admission, which is the first step.
Yes.
So the first stage, you have to get the admission. And when it comes to the aspect of obtaining the visa, the application process is an alignment with the school and the Identity Malta, that is the body responsible for the aspect of issuing of visa when it comes to the aspect of your study purpose in Malta. So first of all, when the school has given an admission, the school will actually send your name to Identity Malta, and then Identity Malta will get in touch with you. So depending on the country of your residence, you actually need to actually maybe use BFS Global for the next stage, or maybe you may actually just have to do everything remotely. You actually have to do the whole process remotely. So it all depends on, first of all, you getting the admission. Your school is going to guide you through the next processes, and you're going to see the list of the documents you're meant to upload to Identity Malta during the aspect of you submitting supporting document for your visa. This is going to give you a supporting document, which is like a letter inviting you that they have given you admission. Then also you're going to upload other documents like your financial proof of funds, which at least I will actually suggest that based on the state of Nigeria right now, actually I'm using Nigeria as an example. During my time, I used something very substantial, but based on the situation of Nigeria right now, I think you should use something from 15 to 16 million upward, which should be very good enough for 15 million. Then it could be very good. Then also accommodation, proof of accommodation in Malta. You can use an hotel reservation, depending. Some schools like GBS, will not want you to use reservations. They want you to actually book the accommodation. But my school, they don't really involve themselves in the accommodation. The school may actually provide if you tell them that you need an accommodation, or they will tell you they don't have.
Okay.
There are two options: either they tell you they have, provide, or they don't have. You understand? But they won't really be influential in the aspect of your accommodation, the method of accommodation you're using to make the application process. So Identity Malta, that's when you're uploading your document to Identity Malta, which is more like the body responsible for issuing of the visa. But for me, I actually use what they call the hotel reservation, and I use Agoda. I looked for one of the cheapest hotels and I used Agoda to reserve, and I cancelled some weeks or some days before, because they told me when I'll be charged.
Okay.
So I just used it for my app, and they accepted it. They accepted it when I actually uploaded it, they accepted. I don't know that
Visa
things have changed
application, right?
during the visa application.
Sure,
Yes, when I submitted the document. So those are some things that are required during the process of your, and if you are going to be using a sponsor, for example, me, I used a sponsor. I didn't use when I was okay, I used a sponsor, and my sponsor actually provided a letter stating that he or she, the sponsor I used, the account I used was owned by two people. So the two people had to write a letter saying that they are sponsoring me, and this is who I was to them. You understand? And I used that as my supporting document when I was actually applying for. So those are just some
Basic things.
information. The school guides you, and I've touched on some other things. We have an issue with the aspect of accommodation. To accommodation, which is very important. But the other ones are preliminary, very easy stuff, easy process for you.
And
Then a bank card.
you
need a bank card showing that you can access. You can actually access an a ATM. You need to provide an ATM card.
In Nigerian.
Yes, a Nigeria,
wherever
a
country
domiciliary
you're coming
account.
from.
That account can be accessed over here.
In Malta.
Yes, in Malta, you have to upload that you have a card for that links to the account, or an account that you're using for you to survive here in Malta, because you're not coming here. I'm not going to tell them when I come here I'll work and stuff like that. No. So no. You are coming here, you are coming to school, and you're being sponsored.
Okay.
So during your period of sponsor, they believe that at least you have a particular amount of money per month. So
Sorry, this card, is it your sponsor's card or
it can be a personal card, okay? It may not need to be your personal card, but it must be an account that you can use to access the funds.
That is functioning. Yeah.
That can use to access the fund when you are actually in Malta. Then lastly, the last thing I'm going to talk about is your travel insurance. You need a travel insurance. You can get it from Atlas.
Okay.
Atlas is Alliance. Alliance.
Alliance.
I use
use
Atlas actually.
You can either use Atlas or you can use Alliance. You can get it online, you pay and they'll give you. It's not that expensive. It's quite cheap.
I think you can just check their website for the.
Wait, you mean travel insurance or health insurance? Which one are
Travel
you talking
insurance.
about?
I think what we
Yeah,
do
travel insurance from your country. Yes.
Then when you now come here, when you're now here, when you're now applying for your residence, that's when you now do health
Start
insurance.
the health.
So you need a travel insurance to accommodate your when you're submitting, we'll ask you for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I've covered the basic stuff.
Yeah, and then to add to it, if you are your own sponsor also, you need to like you said, it's the same process because people ask also, what if I don't have a sponsor? What if I am my sponsor?
Yeah.
You go through the same process, but then it will be your own account and everything that you have to do. You understand? And show that it's a functioning account, your card and everything.
You were talking about the proof of funds.
Yeah.
How much do you have
I
to
said at
show?
least based on the Naira inflation. When I came here, Naira was a bit good. I think around 400, 500, 400 then. Now Naira is about 1,006, 1,506. So you can see that. So I don't know if I said, at least, I use way more than that, but at least you can use between 13 to 15 million.
Okay. Was that your case?
I would say 15 million max because yes, if you're going to renew your permit too, we are coming to that too. It's the same process. You have to show that this is your account. You have to show the amount in your account. And yes, the requirement right now is around 15 to 16 million.
Okay. Okay. So did you undergo any medical examination? And what was it?
You mean during my visa process?
Yeah,
No, there was really no need for that. It's just to submit the required documents. Once the school shows you that, okay, this is what you're supposed to submit. There's nothing like health screening or anything. But maybe when you already get to Malta and you want to renew your permits, like I said, then you now go through health screening or all, which is even a new thing. It was not like that before. But you're coming for the first time, you don't need any. Which, like you said, your travel insurance will cover all those things, like health issues, health-related issues. So just do your travel insurance. That one matters.
Okay. And also, someone asked, they said, can you use HND to come to Malta?
Yes.
To study.
Sure.
To study.
On the aspect of application to Malta, it all depends on what comes to the mind of your school at that point in time, based on the qualification that presented by you.
Okay.
So for me, I had my certifications from Nigeria, which showed that from the Ministry of Education that I've really done all those. I did all those stuff. That shows that I'm foreign affairs.
Yeah.
That shows that my document actually qualifies me to do masters
Okay.
in any country of my choice. That is my bachelor's. So when I was actually applying for this particular course, this course, I actually submitted my information. That is my and my SSE, my bachelor's document, and I was not personally asked for the MPRS qualification framework. I wasn't asked, but certain people were asked. Now I don't know why they were asked personally, but it all depends on the school and on how they see your document at that point in time. They feel they still need some extra, maybe based on what you're asking for.
Yes.
Like her friend, which came in with HND, was
Yes.
asking for a higher semester.
Okay.
And for them to actually give her the higher semester, they had to make sure that she actually worked the qualification framework of 5, MPRF of 5, level 5. So, which she submitted, and she paid about 50 euros. But that 50 euros is not fixed. Sometimes if you are sending 2 documents, it can be 100 euros.
Yeah.
Sending 3 documents can be 150 euros. All depends on the document you're submitting. So it's not as if it's fixed. Don't think that it's actually a fixed price, but she paid 50.
Okay.
50 euros there. And she got the rest ones, which she sent back to the school. The school proceeded with the admission. And yeah, she's here. She's in Malta right now.
Okay, so it's sure that you can actually use HNDC.
Yeah,
So you can use HND. Yes,
but not
people
for
ask, yes.
masters,
Not for
because it's you may not really get a master's admission, but you can get what they call the top-up degree. There's a high possibility of getting a top-up degree. A top-up degree is what they call postgraduate diploma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you can get a postgraduate diploma opportunity with a HND or OND.
Okay.
You don't need to write to the school, tell them this is my qualification, this is what I have, and I want to do a top-up degree. But sometimes they also put consideration. So also, for those of you that want to come to schools that actually offer a lot of management courses, you should try your possible best to get 1 or 2 management diploma courses. It's going to help you. So that if you want to do
That is
certain
from
things,
back home.
yes, from
Yeah,
Nigeria.
where you're
If
coming
you want to do certain things, like it cannot be a diploma, just a normal diploma in management. They just want to see that you already have a pro experience
Okay.
in diploma.
Okay.
If not, if you don't have it, it may be very difficult for them to give you what you want.
Okay.
You know, maybe
Okay,
you
so
will
they
give
can
you a
refuse-
master's.
Okay.
Maybe you studied agriculture and you're applying for stuff in management. They want to see, okay, maybe you had a work experience in management.
Close to the field that you're
Yes, you had a
applying
work
for.
experience in management, or you had a diploma before in management.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just. I hope I did
Basically,
justice.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
justice to the question.
Yes. So I always
Then
hear.
also, sorry, I want to add to this. For those that actually are thinking about how am I going to handle my English proficiency stuff.
Yeah.
If you've had the opportunity to actually maybe you've gone to a higher institution in Nigeria, just write to your school, write to the senate of your school. You don't need to write IELTS and all those stuff.
No, you don't need that.
You don't need
yet.
it. Just
Okay, as
collect.
long as you've gone to college.
Yeah.
Just show your
University.
English proficiency.
No, don't show your
Just
English
show-
proficiency. The proof of your English proficiency, which can be gotten from the academic office in the Senate building in most of the universities. It does go there. There's a payment allocated to them issuing such kind of documents. You
Okay.
pay, you make the payment, and you're being issued the document, and you can use it as a proof of English proficiency.
But to add to what he said, in most cases, just talk to your school. In most cases, we can just give you like the basics of what to expect.
Yeah.
Make sure you communicate with your school. That's
Yeah.
it.
That's the important thing,
That's
because
very
they are the
important.
ones that will actually give you requirements and
Yeah.
everything that you need.
Even
Times
the
are
agents.
changing.
Even the
What
agents.
will work for Mr. A might not work for
At
Mr. B.
all.
Yeah.
So if you reach out to the school directly, they will guide you on the certain things that they are required to.
And the
you're required
process
to
is
give to them.
different for everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not the same.
it will not be the same.
It's not the
Do you
same.
get? Also, I've been hearing of VFS. Do you mind talking
Let
about
him share more. So because when I was coming, I didn't use VSF, so I can shed
your
some kind
own
of
part?
light on like my process for those coming from countries where you don't require VSF.
You came to Malta
So,
what year?
I came last year. I came last year.
2023.
Yeah, 2023, yeah.
When did you come to Malta?
She came
Very early,
early 2023.
early last year,
Yeah.
very early.
She
So
came-
there was
yeah, I
nothing like
came middle. I
VSF
came middle
during my
2023.
time. Yeah.
Now, the issue with VFS was, I think it was brought about after my set
Okay.
that came, because they gave a lot of approval. I remember visually all of us, we knew ourselves because of what was happening in the FedEx office in Lagos. I'm going to mention it in this video. The FedEx office in Lagos is a dangerous place.
Use DHL though.
No, it was not DHL.
DHL was better for
that
me.
was what they were using in Malta. In Malta here, the embassy was doing.
Okay.
The FedEx here, they use FedEx.
Okay,
here
that's
for
for
the charge.
transporting your documents.
Yeah,
Because I
yes.
sent my passport and
They
I
did.
used DHL.
They did everything
No
for
problem.
us. They did the they did they bought the envelope, the seal, the
Everything went
pre-purchased
well.
stuff and
Yeah.
everything. So when our passport arrived, when they approved our visa, it was a problem for us to get our visa. They'll call you on your phone and tell you, "Wow, you've gotten the visa," and stuff like that, and tell you, "And show us light now, do something for us," and stuff like that. And they collected a lot of. There's nobody that didn't pay at least this money that anyone paid was 5,000 naira. In fact,
Wow.
I didn't tell my brother. My brother was asking me. In fact, before I sent, we had to use the Nigerian system to get my. I had to send. We had to send somebody in higher authorities to that
To
place
get
go and get
your
mine. And
passport.
when they were denying.
For me, I used a DHL, but I remembered one of the disclaimers that people told me to be very careful of was that don't let them know it's your passport that is inside the parcel. I was like, why? Why is it a thing? And I ended up finding out because trust me, they would have made it more difficult for me. Trust me.
So especially when it's approved, if it's rejected, it will get to you.
So what's
in
the
a very short period of time.
what's the whole idea of the VFS?
So the VFS, I think, based on the complaints, because there are a lot of complaints, a lot of people wrote to the identity Malta telling them this is what went wrong. So VFS is more of like a middleman in the whole visa process. They help Canada. I think most of the Canada applications when it comes to visa, they utilize VFS, and some other countries to utilize VFS. So VFS has been in existence. They've been in Nigeria. I've known them for quite a very long time. But they do what they call they partner with so many embassies. So for example now, some of the embassies say they may be fiscally available in Nigeria, but they want to reduce the stress, the workload,
sending passport
like that.
and all that. Yeah.
So Malta now is in agreement with VFS in Nigeria, and what VFS does with Malta in Nigeria is that they try to simplify the process. So when you actually make the application and Malta gets in touch with you, you send your documents to VFS. Maybe whether the Lagos office or the Abuja office, which is in Lucy central area.
Yeah.
Either I think in center area or we say I can't really remember exactly, but central area.
You're from Abuja, right?
Yeah. I was staying in Abuja.
Yeah.
So basically, what they do is that when Malta approves, VFS Global stamps your passport.
Okay, from Nigeria.
Yes, they stamp it either in Nigeria or they send your passport to Malta.
Okay.
But since it's VFS Global, there's no third man. What happens does not happen again because it's not sent to individuals. So third party interference is no longer allowed again. You understand? So they now control the process. They make the process more controlled, and investigation now. If Malta want to investigate a particular institution in Nigeria, they can easily make it more inquiry. So they just have a lot of data. So they don't need to stress themselves trying to get information. Those informations are readily available in PFS about the accreditation, about doing investigation. Okay, help us investigate this account, help us do this and stuff like that. It's more easier for Malta now.
So VFS is located in Lagos and
they have offices in Lagos and Abuja. I think they should still have some offices around the states, but I think major offices are in Lagos and Abuja.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's why they introduced VFS, just to make the process. But that does not stop your interview from happening remotely. You still have your interview remotely with
the school?
No, apart from the school, with the visa officer in Malta.
Okay.
Yes, you still have. They may now tell you, okay, maybe based on one or two things, they can still tell you to go to the VFS office. Maybe they need to get some certain information, but you have your interview with a officer here in Malta. You will still interview.
You still have to undergo that interview. It's important. Yes.
When you were applying for your studies here in Malta, you had a one-on-one interview with the school as well?
Yes. So what happened was, I reached out to the school and I was assigned like an officer, like an agent of the school was assigned to me. And what he did at the time, I'm not sure all the schools does this, but like an interview like was conducted for every one of us, aside like the personal interview that, okay, why did you pick the school and all of that. So after the personal interview, I was sent my offer letter, right? Like my admission letter and all of those things. I got it. And then my set at the time, we met on Google Meet and, they briefed us on like questions to expect, all of those things. But when it was time for my visa, right, I was sent a link. Like
Google Meet appointment.
Yes, like an appointment. Thank you.
Appointment link.
Like an appointment link.
The Microsoft,
like Google Meet.
Exactly.
Not Google Meet, but Microsoft.
The dates, the link, and everything.
The one for Microsoft.
Okay.
Yeah. So the date, the link, and everything. So I already knew, okay, on so day, I'm going to join this link. And it was in the morning. I joined the link. I answered all the questions that was asked. And guys, let me be real with you. You want to do visa interview, you have to know your information, because they're going to be asking you questions based on like what you submitted. You need to know your information, even if it's like a temporary accommodation you got, down to your hotel,
The name
the
of your
address,
insurance.
the name of your insurance, down to my passport number, every single thing. I'm not kidding you. Every single thing. And sometimes when I look back, I look at myself, I'm like, wait, is it cramming? How did I know all this? I think he was asking me. I didn't see who I was talking to, right? Because yeah, obviously that's why we are doing
They
this.
don't on their cameras
Like,
most of the
we are
time.
trying to make people understand like how the process is now. Basics. Guys, they will ask you every single thing. They will ask you why you're coming to Malta. What are you going to be doing after you finish your studies? Which you should know what to say after
Don't
that,
tell them that.
obviously.
Don't tell them that
You
you
should know
actually.
what to say.
You should not start telling them. I want to stay in Malta.
No
I
go
want to build
double.
houses. I want to. You don't know what to
And
say,
then,
sha.
you know, they
Because
ask
There are
you,
principles to this.
yeah,
guys, they're going to ask you modules related, like relating to your course. They're going to ask you, like, you need to know not just your course, the modules under your course, like what you're going to be doing each semester.
Wow. So
Mention
you have
like
to be prepared.
4 or 5, and then say amongst other things. I'm helping
Because
you out
I
now.
always ask, why are people failing their visa application?
yeah. Another thing again, I make
That one
people
is-
feel their visa application again is
You
if you
can,
don't have the confidence when you're speaking.
there is only confidence.
That's one
It's
thing.
not
Some
only
people may have the
confidence.
information. Like now, if you're talking about the information, when you information.
Yeah, I'm just
If
talking
you're not
information,
confident
yeah.
about what you are saying, you have to find a way
Yeah.
to make your visa officer to move from
Sound
being
convincing,
from
yeah.
being just a visa officer to being interested in what you are saying.
Be relatable,
Like when he asked
yeah.
me, I told him, I said, see, I actually I want to come to Malta. I want to
Yeah.
experience Malta. It's a multicultural environment.
Yeah.
People from different countries come here. And it's a junction for me to learn different cultures. I told him, I said, this is my vision. I also have one of the biggest companies in Nigeria that incorporate different cultural people from different cultures. And for me to actually build on my dream, that's why I'm coming to study management, which I
Yeah,
want
it helps
management
you. Yeah, they're
aligns with
gonna
me
ask
owning
you
a
that
company,
now.
you know,
Yeah.
and also the multicultural concept will now give me the idea of how to bring people, how to negotiate salary expectations and stuff like that.
But also,
And
I feel like, sorry to
Yeah.
cut you short, I feel like sometimes when people are too honest as well, it might hinder their application.
No, it's not that you're too honest. Be careful with your words. They will ask you, okay, what do you intend to do after you study? So, like someone like me, now I had a business back in Nigeria. So I'm just using myself as an example now. I spoke about my business. I mean, I want to still go further and, even if
your business.
later on I open my business here in Malta, I didn't say that thing.
Yeah, you don't need to
Pick
say
your
that,
words.
yeah.
But I was like, I intend to go back, still, make sure I, enlarge the business, do very well with the business. You can also say go back and serve your NYSC. This is for Nigerians now. I'm just giving you tips. Go back and serve and all that. But not just sound convincing now. You have to know your details, because they will ask you how much is in your account. Not all. They don't ask everyone. But they will ask you how much is in your account. When is the date of your resumption? Everything on your document. You need to know it. I always say that, yes, I'm not God. I'm not I can't say, yes, I know why people are not getting their visa. Sometimes you can't really say the reason, right?
Yeah.
But in most cases, people are the cause of it. In most cases, people actually cause.
Their rejection.
Exactly. Sometimes it's like the answers you're giving, you're not sure, like you said, you're not sure, like from, like the way you're doing. I've had experiences, and I talk to people that were rejected and they finally got it. And I talk to people, they tell you, at first I was shaky. I didn't know how to answer. They asked me one. I didn't even know how to. Sometimes, and once they begin to sound like,
Not convincing.
yes.
Okay.
You need to sound convincing also.
So as for me, I was very convincing. In fact, you have to prepare for this as you're preparing for a job interview. What I'm trying to say is that anything you're preparing for, you have to, as in prepare for it. It's like as if it's your last, as if this thing does not work out no more. So you can't spend so much time investing into this whole process, and just the smallest
Then they
part of
ask
the
you a
whole
question
process
you can't answer.
cannot answer it. You know,
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
package, you have to present
Doesn't make
yourself
any
well.
sense.
You have to make sure that you have the right information, and you are able to sell yourself. Sometimes tell them, I want to actually come to Malta. But Malta is a multicultural place, and that's what I want to hear. I want to come and, you know, mix other cultures, get to learn some certain things. And when I go back to my country, I'm having a plan of opening a multicultural restaurant,
Yeah.
whereby, because I love cooking, and I want to learn so many issues about so many people
You're
of different
selling
cultures.
yourself.
Right?
Yes,
And
no.
stuff like that. Yeah, you sell yourself, and
Marketing.
you may even ask what's your favorite food in your country. I told him, like me, I told him I like
They
food.
ask very funny questions. They can ask you questions that you're not
He
expecting.
told me I should tell him how to prepare it. I told him, I said, if I tell you, I don't know you're going to prepare it, but I treat it as an African study. And I told him, my favorite food is white soup. And I found I said, I asked him, I said, have you heard of fufu?
This all
Have you heard of
this
fufu?
be a fun.
No, you know, it was actually, it was quite an interesting stuff, because
Okay.
he saw me talking about the things I love
Yeah.
and the things
Be
I
more
want to do. And,
expressive.
yeah,
It's
and
more
stuff
like
like
getting
that.
to know you. Don't be intense about it. You just want to get to know you and you
And don't overdo.
seem confident.
Don't still overdo again.
Don't say what they did not ask you.
Don't say what they not ask you. Moderation is still very important. In the process of still being a little bit,
Yeah.
still add moderation, because you
I
can
have a
overdo
smile on
now.
my face all through. I was just smiling like,
In all these,
yeah.
can you still work when you get here? How do
What
you
side?
navigate that part of starting to work here as a
Okay.
student, and
Okay.
how is the process? How do you land at working?
She's working, me, I'm jobless. Yes,
Don't even go there. You like that. Anyway,
she's working.
I'm going to say, as a student, I always say it. When you come to Malta, right? The first few months, you may not get to work because you're not even allowed to work. You don't have a permit, you don't have anything, and you're still going through the process. So any employer that employs you, they can arrest the employer, but people do it. I'm not going to say people don't do it.
Yeah.
This is reality. People do it.
So
But
you're
you
not
have
allowed
to
to
be
work.
careful. You're not allowed to work.
Not allowed.
So you get your permit. Okay. At least I have some of my schoolmates that they waited at least the second, third month. Going into the third month, it was not up to 3 months. Now she's working and we thank God. But you have
Legally.
to work. Yeah, legally.
Okay, so you are allowed to work, but after getting your permanent residence,
Yeah, you have to get your student permit before you're
Student
allowed
permit.
to work.
With an
They have
FL, and the permit has
people-
what they call an SL, what they call a student license written on it, an
Yes.
FL.
Okay.
Now that license permitted to just work for 20 hours in a week.
Yeah, and I'm coming to that. So
she'll talk
you are
about
allowed to work for 20 hours in a week. But what we are hearing now is they even want to reduce it to 15 hours in a week.
Why
So-
is that?
I don't know.
Regardless, maybe
Second
I'll find out and let you know. But for now, you can work. But after you get
don't
your
know.
student permit,
Although it's a new information coming out to us because before it was more identity Malta, they changed it to identity. So
yeah,
can understand. So they are still regulating some of their laws, you understand. But you know that I will definitely tell you what I know. So you can work for 20 hours at least as of now. That today we are speaking about it, and I've spoken about this countless times. Job plus. You have to make sure your employer registers you under job plus. I mean, not everybody does this, and yes, some people do it. They work and they get away with it. But if you get caught and reported, so make sure you are registered under job plus. You understand? Another thing is you also have to register for your EID. You call Identity Malta and you request for your EID. Because if you're on work visa, obviously, you do it yourself. I always say it. Your employer will do it for you. But if you're under study visa, you have to apply for your EID yourself. So they will give you. And what this does is it lets you know opportunities for students and all. It's easier. It makes things easier for you. So you need to have an EID. That one is important. Not everybody knows this, and that's why I'm always saying this. Register for your EID to help you. To go a long way.
So generally, how long does it take to get the student permit when you get it?
2-3 months. In most cases, 2 months.
It all depends, because there are a lot of, like for me now, it took me, funny enough, it took me 4-5 months before I even got my, I got my permit just this February this year.
Are you serious? Since last year?
Now, my case was different. I'll not advise anyone to try it.
I've known this guy since last year. You just got it February. What happened?
Now, what I did was that
Are you serious?
I took a very big risk. I was considering the renewal process.
Okay.
So I made sure I was having an issue with like getting a house. But funny enough, the house I entered into when I came to Malta is still the same house I'm staying in till now. But initially, I didn't want to stay there, so I
Okay.
was looking for another accommodation and stuff like that. But
Because
my
accommodation plays, sorry to cut you,
yeah,
it plays a very big role,
in
like
the
when you are
application.
applying for permits. Yes, it can cause delay actually.
Yeah, so I use that as a advantage to actually as a reason for the delay, And I was like, if they're going to ask me, I'll tell them this is the reason. I'll give them evidence of how they started applying for my landlord hasn't done that before. Funny enough, my landlord is a Nigerian Maltese, married to a Maltese, but has never done that before. He has never done this application for rent registration.
Okay.
Because you need it to actually submit it. So it took a period of time. We submit to reject, we submit to reject. I actually had to use the preparation that they've done for another of some of my classmates to prepare my own contract. Then I gave it to my landlord, and he took it to the lawyer, then he approved it. Because the lawyer didn't have the right format. I think that was one of the things that was happening.
Okay, I think I get
He
what
was
you're saying.
preparing individual, and we were two that wanted to stay in the house. He was preparing individual permits for instead of one, and he kept on rejecting it. They had to combine both of us together on one permit contract.
Okay.
You have to write the person's name, write my name first with my details, and write the other person's name under.
How did you get your accommodation?
Actually, my accommodation, that's why I tell people I have been a strong believer of relationship. I don't play with relationships. Anywhere I find myself, before I enter that environment, I find the possible way to build relationship before I enter the environment. Just that sometimes people are careful because people misuse and abuse relationships. So I got in touch with my church.
Okay.
From my parents' church from Nigeria, my home church, the church that I knew for sure. Like I grew up there. So when I got in touch with them, I told them I was coming to Malta. So they helped me out in getting an accommodation. They picked me from the airport. They got an accommodation for me. And that's the accommodation I've been staying for now. I wanted to change. I wanted to have maybe a personal apartment of mine, but I think we'll get to that about the cost of accommodation in Malta. So I think we'll get to understand some certain things. So I decided to be humble and I decided to stay where I am. And in fact, my rent, I'm not sure anybody's paying that kind of rent in Malta. My rent is like giveaway. For the kind of accommodation I'm staying. I'm paying 150 a month.
Sometimes.
And I am the only person in my room, and it's like giveaway, That's what happens sometimes. So it's not everyone. So sometimes try to get you may not get that favor I got.
Yeah.
But just try to see the connection you have and Malta. What existing connection do you have and build on it? And when you come, don't scatter the trust that you have entrusted in you because of others. If you are coming for study, your study is 3 years. If maybe you see something I don't like, I like my idea. I've not seen anything I don't like. But in case maybe you come and you see something you don't like, don't need to leave. Just for that 3 years, encourage them so they can help other people. And stuff like that. So that's just my say. That's how I was. So what happened was that I now applied in February. I applied my permit expired in November. Then I applied
Your visa expired, right?
in November.
Because visa
And I didn't
expires
apply.
3 months. That's why I was surprised that student visa, yes. So
I applied
before
in
it
November.
expires, you have to get your permit. That's
In
why I'm
3
wondering
months.
what happened.
Wow.
Yeah,
It
before it
expired.
expired.
I didn't know
When the
it
visa
expired
expired?
so
It
fast.
expires.
3
How are
months.
you
3
supposed
months.
to
Visa
finish
3
your
months.
course?
No, the permit
No.
you use. The visa is for your entry.
Yeah, it's just to come.
The visa is for you to enter into the country.
So the next
After
couple
you-
of months, yes.
After you enter, you are given a period that period to apply for a permit. That card.
residency.
Yeah, that's that card. Now the visa is just for you to enter.
Okay.
Then what keeps you in that place now is the permit, the card.
Resident card.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
keep on renewing it until you
That one
actually
you
finish your
renew
course.
every 1 year.
Every 1 year, which
Yeah.
I'm doing through present right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
renewing my
so-
own by February next year.
For my own accommodation, actually,
Mm-hmm.
when I got here, I used the temporary accommodation. I used the bookings.com
Mm-hmm.
and I submitted it for my visa process and all. I always tell people, I'm not an advocate for bookings.com, but they do not pay me anything, but I used it because it was very
it's
easy.
information.
Yeah.
Very easy. And few days to my traveling down here to my reservation, I cancelled it like you said.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got here, I had people here.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So even if you don't have people here, I know someone like the other lady we were talking about.
Yeah.
She used her visa reservation actually. She came, she spent like a week there, and within 1 week actually, she looked for an apartment. So that's why I'm saying plan yourself well. You can get an apartment even if you don't want to use your school's accommodation, because even when I was coming, you can ask me why I used temporary accommodation for my visa process. I used it because the prices of accommodation the school was giving me was I was like, what the and I knew people that were staying in lesser pay, you understand?
Yeah.
So for me it didn't make any sense. But when I got here,
It depends on the school if they accept to do that.
But some schools don't allow.
And that's
so
what I
that
mean.
one said,
So you have to do your research and make sure that the
And-
school allows you to book on hold.
Exactly.
That's just it.
And for that, in that aspect, I would advise you, please don't live beyond your means as a student. Even if you've planned yourself, you've done all the planning in the world, you have the money reserved, don't live beyond your means. Like I always use myself as an example. I stayed temporarily with like people and all that. I always say it within like few months, and then I got my accommodation, because by then I had gotten a job, and then I started planning. Was working, was earning money, was saving for rent and other things. Don't live beyond your means. So even when you come, even if it's a temporary accommodation you get,
Even if it's bacha.
don't, my dear, don't live
why would you
beyond your means.
No, I mean if you can afford some certain
I know
lifestyle.
people that are living beyond. I know what I'm
I understand
saying.
what you're saying.
Don't
I
live
understand what
beyond
you're
your
saying.
means.
It's a very important message, because a lot of people actually have they will not tell you what they are going through. They'll not be seeing them, but
Who you won't even
some of
tell
them,
who help you.
some of them are going through hell. Everybody's financial capacity is different.
Yeah, of course.
But let's only say, for now, let's just cut our
Study
costs.
the
Let's understand the
things
environment
first.
first. Let's take time, so I will not just rush into living a lifestyle or doing certain things that is beyond, our means, and cannot go back.
Yeah.
You've not gotten, maybe you just got a work of
understand.
1,000 and you went to go and rent a house of 700, and maybe 3 days later or 5 days later the job tell you to stop working.
And
or stop coming to work.
also, I heard that once you lose your job, you have 10 days.
Yeah, if you're not on nomad visa, right?
Or on student visa.
Okay.
And you're not on student visa, because I know people that you come, they hire student visa, you quickly leave school and quickly go and find a job and start working.
Yeah.
If you move under work visa, you get, and you don't, like, you're not yet under that long permanent residence that goes for like 5 years that Malta normally give you. You don't have that yet. You have like a work. I'm laughing because I have seen experiences.
Wow.
But
Okay,
and
so
I feel bad.
If you don't get
You
another
have
work
10
before that day,
the 10 days.
they give you 10 days, so you have to get another work.
You
for the
have
month.
10 days.
Yeah.
Once it's 10 days, you are expected to leave, vacate immediately. Like,
So
the law is
it's safe to be under the student visa
For now,
Safe,
than
And if you're
moving on
gonna
to a work.
Because
you're
even
gonna
after the
move
student
away
visa,
from student visa, make sure you are planned with your static.
And the work and you're actually envisioning that it's going to be long term.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Or you're already moving to another place before you place of work, you know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean.
Especially-
And also, sorry. Well, guys, when you get here, you have to take things slow, I guess. For those that are looking to move here through the study route, you come here, you claim that you want to study, just focus on it, finish it, then you can now apply for, well, if you get a work permit, make sure that your job is long term, so you don't fall under the 10 days rule where you have to leave.
Yeah.
indefinite contract.
Well,
They did not
at
release
some
the card.
point, I think the major thing is know everything that you need to know before you come here, so that at the end of the day, you're not stranded, you're not panicked about anything. So this is just an information that we're giving you. Please do more research about this. Don't limit your research to this. There are other people that are talking about living, schooling, working in Malta. So please do your research. This is just maybe a quarter of what you can actually get from being here in Malta. That aside, when you guys finally concluded your accommodation and everything, how was settling in like? Yeah, like the environment. Did you have any
I
experience?
learned Mela first. I learned Eva. Then I learned Ilela Tayeb. Then
Mela.
in general, I think cultural shock.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the major thing that happened to me during that period. Settling in was the cultural shock, witnessing the difference in culture, the way seeing people speaking Arabic, but asking myself, was this Arabic people are speaking? Then understanding that this is the first language that is Arabic, Roman, alphabets
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I think in general, just the cultural shock was just the major thing for me.
Yeah.
And
The food.
I actually thank God for the African store. There are a lot of African stores here, so I've not
I
really
have a
had
lot
an
to say
issue.
about that too, because
I've eaten a lot of like I
Okay,
don't.
before we get to that, I just remember.
You seem like you enjoyed it, Nesha. I have a lot to say
Wait,
about
guys,
that.
before you get into
Actually,
that,
okay, two different experiences.
wait, before you guys get into that detail, how do you know an accredited school? When you were doing your research, what were you looking out for? When you were looking out for all these things, would you consider low tuition fees and all these things?
Well, yeah, I did. Obviously, you want to go to school, you have to still look for a school that is relatively cheap. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, Malta has schools that have one of like the lowest rates of
Sure.
tuition fee and all. So, I feel like that one shouldn't be a problem. Most schools in Malta are actually cheap.
Yeah.
Except for the government schools. Government schools are actually more expensive than private schools, which is shocking to me. So I would say maybe you should look out for like private schools.
Okay.
Understand? Private schools
Okay.
are actually cheap.
They are in the global college.
Global College Malta,
Yeah.
yes.
And also, how do you know which is accredited?
Now, they have what they call the Malta the Malta institution something. I think if you search MFQ Malta, like Malta Qualification Framework, Malta MQ MFQ or something like that.
Okay,
It's
we'll
MFQ
think
level
about-
1, level 2, level
Yeah,
3.
just search MFQ, then
Okay,
put
I'll put it in the
Malta.
description.
MRQ.
You,
I'll put it in
you,
the
use the site will be the site. I think you put the site in the description.
Yeah, I'll
There's a
put the
site
site in the description.
in the description.
There's a site you can check.
So you check that site, you Google the school, you search the school on the site, you see the school, you see the accredited schools,
Yeah.
you see you can search the school, then you can search for courses too that are accredited. So the course you want to study. Now, there are a lot of people that have had visa rejection. And there are a lot of schools that are doing this, they know that their courses are not accredited. Some courses they offer. I don't want to mention the name of any school.
But they will
I
not
don't-
tell you, no?
I don't want any school to come
school
for me.
not go tell you
But there's
that.
a particular school that have a lot. They have generally all the courses in this world. Just apply. Then I want to study bachelor in car engineering. They have it.
I mean, that site that you
Sorry,
spoke about,
biology in car engineering. They
that
have.
site you spoke about actually tells you which school is accredited and
Yes, it actually tells me. Now, also courses, you can search for courses that are accredited in each of the schools. Like I was going through it and I saw some courses that were offered by our school, management in information technology.
Yeah.
But they stopped it long time ago. They are no longer having it. My school do have it before. I saw it that was accredited before. But the
Global
accreditation,
college,
the last
right?
accreditation,
Yeah.
yes, they stopped it. So you can only see past courses that was accredited and no longer accredited. So for example, you are applying to a particular school, you can check and see and make sure that some of them will tell you story and tell you it's accredited and stuff. But I don't believe you go and check that site or send them an email, send an email and say I want to make inquiries about this school and this course. If it's accredited, they will get back to you. Their email is here.
Rendering,
It may take a day or 2 or 3, but they will get back to you and tell you, okay, this course is accredited, and it may give you the information you need. So it's very, very, those things are the reasons why some people's visa gets, and most of these schools, I want to remind you that some schools have refund policy of not full tuition refund.
Yeah.
So for example, yeah, they have it. It's a business.
But they will not
So
tell you.
they will not tell you. So they'll tell you your tuition is refundable. So you pay the tuition and they'll refund us maybe 70% or 80% back to you. So they may know, yes, that this visa will not be approved. But they'll actually want you to just, just make that process, make the step. They won't encourage you and support you along the way. When they are surprised, they'll act surprised as if
that
they
is
didn't
why
know.
you have to make your inquiries
Exactly. Do your research.
deeply. Do your research deeply. Call the school 100 times. Make your research. If you know anybody around here, you can call to maybe help you. What's it called now?
Make inquiries.
Make inquiries. You can do that, but make your research. Do your research properly, guys. So I think we've covered most of everything
Yeah.
that is supposed to be covered, and I hope this flight did not go to a different location.
Hey, wait,
Okay,
wait.
we're
Before you
boarding
end
back
it-
this flight.
No, wait. Because he said something about like some of the things you were talking about, culture shocks.
Yeah.
and some
Cultural
things.
shock, yeah.
Guy, you be like say you enjoyed your first few months here. Me, I was shocked because the extreme weather, whether it's winter or summer. And one more thing, don't dash out your clothes. Oh. Bring your clothes. I'll
That
not
was
say
the
more than
mistake I
that.
did.
Do not give out your
I'm
clothes.
number one. My bag was empty. I was like, when I came to Malta,
I
I'll
don't
come and buy
understand. So you
clothes.
came
Wait.
to wait. I don't understand. Hold on, please. Why would you not bring your clothes here?
Okay, so let me explain what I mean. In most
What did you
cases,
come with?
no, it's true. It's true. You may not understand, but I know what I'm
Explain more.
saying.
Don't worry.
Okay.
You are coming to Malta, right? You feel when I get there, Shebi, to avoid carrying so much baggage, luggage, and all those things. Let me just carry small. When I get there, I'll buy clothes, I'll buy this, I'll buy that. Not that you cannot buy clothes, so, but the kind of clothes that are here, the quality and all, the fast fashion and all that. Not that there are no other good brands. There are good brands, but so just try. Make sure you bring your clothes because number I mentioned fast fashion. Fast fashion is a kind of clothes that industries are making now that you wear it for the first few months, you love what you're wearing, but
All of a sudden.
all of a sudden it's just so I've even told myself when I go back to Nigeria visitation, I'm
I
going
think
with
I'll
an empty
advise
We have a
bag.
lot of good clothes in
I think
Nigeria.
I'll advise
A
people
lot.
to just bring denim because that one can work both
For
in winter
winter.
and summer. You can bring your denim, Ankara, cotton material because the weather sometimes has like bipolar disorder. So yeah. So guys, I believe we should land this aircraft.
Yes, so let's land.
Okay.
Before we start testing the waters.
So guys, if you have any further questions regarding studying in Malta, living in Malta, accommodation, please do not hesitate to reach out in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to assist you all, tell you what it is and ways to go. Please do not go to my Instagram. You can leave all your comments in the comment section right here and I will get back to you. Till next time, thank you
Joshua, why you dey laugh?
guys. Thank you for
See you.
being here and doing this with me. God bless you guys. Bye.
Amen.
Bye
Thank
guys.
you.
See you.